And so, Luke, do you want to run through the process?
Yeah. So we chose a report, and obviously the main part of it is going to be the survey. The thought process we had going was it has to be quick, has to be simple, has to be unbiased. So we took that on board. We've written up our survey, and we got some interesting results from it in the end. And so yeah, that's.
Do you know how many people you interviewed altogether?
We visited different places, obviously. Kambalda Airport, Kalgoorlie Airport, Perth Airport, and just different mine sites around the place. We drove out there. We got over 100 responses, and that's including online responses because we send them out to different companies and sites. We even had a couple of businesses in Kalgoorlie that interviewed mine workers as they came in for us, so that was a great response. And we'd like to thank all the people that took part in our survey because the results really speak for themselves and have given us a really clear overview of the problems that are faced in our region or just WA fly-in fly-out and residential workers in general.
So what are some of those problems?
Alright, well, a few of the actual points that we've come out, I'll just read out two of them. One of the questions that we asked was the financial dependency on high salaries. And basically, in the fly-in fly-out industry, most of the incomes are really high-based, and we asked the question, do you feel financially trapped? And out of the fly-in fly-out respondents, we got actually 41% of them said that they were trapped by their financial obligations because of what they'd entered into when they were obviously younger, and so they were what we call trapped in the actual financial dependency of having a higher salary. And so what we drew from that was basically that fly-in fly-out workers were making personal sacrifices so that they could be financially better off, but because they don't have the option of changing because they're trapped in their financial lifestyles, they can't actually change. And so this is actually some of the mental health issues that are actually being brought about by fly-in fly-out, which is pretty high risk stuff. Some of the other stuff that we touched on was actually roster satisfaction. The biggest rosters that we actually worked with were 2-in-1 rosters and 8-in-6 rosters. The 2-in-1 roster is 2 weeks on, 1 week off, whereas 8-in-6 is 8 days on and 6 days off. The results that we got from that actually said that 52.9% of the people that were on a 2-in-1 roster preferred an 8-in-6 roster. Oh, basically it said that 8-in-6 roster, none of the people indicated that they weren't satisfied with their roster, whereas with the 2-in-1 response, we actually did have a few people saying that they weren't satisfied.
Well, what we saw was comparing FIFO and residential. The residential side, the 2-in-1 roster was almost universally hated or just disliked, and the 8-in-6 received good results. And on the FIFO side, obviously, it received the same thing. People wanted to work in 8-in-6, didn't work at 2-in-1. So putting all the results together, residential compared to FIFO, all residential workers that were on an 8-in-6 were happy, but all that were on a 2-in-1 were unhappy. So that really speaks for itself. It was just a clear cut down the middle.